In the case of Mediterranean
Mm-hmm.
food, I feel like generically the dishes are similar, or they try to emulate what they would cook at home. Sometimes some
Mm-hmm.
ingredients are not available, but the big difference is that the quality of the ingredients here are incredibly good. Like especially tomatoes, olive oils, everything related with olives, vegetables are really good. The cheese quality, although it's a bit expensive, it's very nice. So you eat good, you eat
Mm-hmm.
cheap. That's the nice part of Greece, and that's what I've been enjoying these last 3 years that I'm here in Greece. It's food and drinks and traveling around. It's incredible. It's a very nice country.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so envious of you right now. It sounds like a dream because I do love food. And one thing that I have to say about the Mediterranean diet, a lot of doctors recommend a Mediterranean diet for people who are suffering from cancer or diseases
Mm.
because they said that like it really does build up just a healthier balance in cell renewal. So yeah, it's the Grecian people have it figured out about what's healthy. Mhm.
There is a lot of fries also, eh? Like let's be honest, and a lot of meat. Here they eat a lot of meat, like crazy amounts of meat. You still need to keep your balance between whatever, but it's true that everything it's
Mhm.
cooked in olive oil and not in butters, and it's a little bit like more into the safe side, let's say like this. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, maybe going back to Japan and before you went back to United States, I suppose, or what
Mhm.
was the next step when you were 19? You're already working as a model. Is it was clear for you that was your passion and that you wanted to continue that path? And how did it affect going
Mhm.
back home to this process?
Yeah, so one thing about being a model, there's different levels of modeling, and I have to say that for all the girls out there that want to get involved in the industry, not only is it competitive, but you'll get a ton of rejection. I have so much rejection, and you just have to keep trying because you just never know exactly what a casting director is looking for.
Yeah.
And I realized also too when I was, younger, there wasn't a lot of people that look like me, but now there's a lot of women who are mixed, and you'll see in advertising it's really changed. Like they want ordinary people. So if this is your goal, go for it, but don't depend on just that modeling to sustain your lifestyle. So I've always had jobs. I was always a hustler. So I worked at the bakery. I remember having my first job working at a pizza place, as well as working for a Chinese restaurant behind the cash register, and still pursuing my dream as just modeling. So after I left Japan, I moved to Arizona, and I was there for a short time with my parents. And then I was in Washington State where my dad fully retired, and I signed with another agency here. And that was SMG Model Management with Seattle. So I was with them for about 15 years. And again, you go to castings, and sometimes you're given a yes. Sometimes you don't have to go to castings because they say we want her based off of her comp card, and that's really fun. But there came a point in my life, Mark, where I realized that there were some other priorities that I needed to address. I got involved in politics, became a politician, and
Okay.
that actually took a lot of time, more than I thought it would. So I would always decline the casting because I didn't have 2 hours in my day. But to this day, I've achieved my greatest dreams. So 2 years ago, I walked in Paris Fashion Week, and
Wow.
that was a dream of mine I had as a child. So I don't think that your dreams will ever die with age. I think that if you believe it, you truly want it, that you'll be rewarded. If you ask for it, it will be rewarded to you as long as you're working towards that goal.
Nice. Very, very bold statement. I really love it. Like I think people are frustrated with time, or I feel that when they have the idea of something and they keep working on it, but then the age came in between and responsibilities. I mean, you're a mother, also if you said at some point you need to also take a break from things, and it's also okay. It's not that you are abandoning the dreams, no. Um, Maybe before we jump directly to to talk a little bit more about modeling, and maybe we can enter a little bit about the whole career path that you took and how many turns arounds have you done in there. I also want to talk a little bit about you being mother and how does the whole parenting combined with modeling, with politics, with doing public speeches. How did you balance all of this? How you managed to do this that much? I do a little section at the end of this first part of the episode, which is basically asking for recommendations. You lived for quite some time in Japan. So maybe, and you already talked about food. Do you have a favorite Japanese dish that you're still saying, "Oh, I would love to have that in the United States that I miss from there"?
Yeah, so you're making my stomach growl. I'm actually hungry talking about food. So I love sushi, and sushi in Japan is way different. There's a harmony that comes with creating a beautiful piece of sushi. I actually traveled to Japan and went to Tsukiji Market. Tsukiji Market is like one of the largest fish markets in the world. It's fresh fish trading. So fishermen will come, bring their big tunas, and they will sell at the market to restaurants, to chefs, the most freshest cut of fish. And I remember just enjoying just high quality. It's very difficult when fish travels because when fish travels, it loses, it oxidizes, and it loses the flavor. And if you can imagine a piece of fish going into a freezer, the ice moisture crystallizes and all the juices come out of the fish, right? When you go to cook it. So I do think that Japan has the most freshest, best tasting sushi in the world.
Nice. Uh, Now I'm growling. I've never, I've never been to Japan, and I definitely need to go. For food wise, I'm in love, but I think I've never tried proper uh, Japanese food like as I would try if I would go
Yeah,
there. So totally missing that. Do you go back from time to time? Do you visit Japan often?
I have not been back to Japan for probably 12 years. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to going back. I do love to shop, and one thing I realized, like Japan has like the cleanest roads, the best shopping, anything and everything is cute in Japan. So I think the next time I visit, I probably will need to take an extra suitcase because I know that like they make everything they have there is so special, and I want to capture that.
Cool. What about the favorite place? Do you have this spot that you remember that you say, "Oh, that was my place in Japan"?
Oh yeah, I love Shinjuku. I love going to Shinjuku on Sundays, just the vibrancy. There
Mm,
are literally hundreds of people out on the streets, the most busiest time. Again, food, shopping, fashion. You'll see gangs of young people dressed in like anime, or
okay.
or some of them will be dressed like Elvis Presley or surfers, or they'll look like baby dolls, and it's just like your eyes and your the smells and just the feeling of this all these people together from different backgrounds. It's just so much fun. I remember just going there and going with my friends and just people watching because it's so entertaining. It was a lot of fun. So I recommend that.
Cool. Are you a music person? Do you listen to any
I
Japanese music by any chance?
I do love music. However, I must say I don't think Japan is on the cutting edge of music. I think
Okay.
K-pop, which is Korean
Hmm.
pop music, has really revolutionized music. So K-pop is something that I do listen to, and I love all kinds of music. Like I have friends who are Russian. I like some of the Russian artists. I love Korean K-pop. I love English. Um, yeah, I love music in general, but I haven't heard anything from Japan yet that I can recall.
Well, cool. Maybe the last question. Do you remember
Hmm.
any local custom or tradition from Japan that stood out and that you remember like font a little bit, like, okay, it was meaningful for you, let's say like this?
Yeah, I remember just receiving gifts. Not that I expect that, but hospitality. So
Mm,
meeting a friend or seeing a relative, you would bring them a small gift. So that's like crackers or bread, tea, just something to just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I love you. Just show like your heart. So I love that custom. And I do that for friends and family too, where I see them and I bring them fruit or I bring them cookies or candy or a box of tea just to let them know that I love them. And I think that customary is very special.
nice. Who doesn't love to receive gifts, no, from time to time? So that should be more
Right.
integrated. I agree. So yeah, if it's okay for you, I would say that we can jump directly to the second part of the episode.
Okay.
Hey there, everyone. If you're loving this episode so far and you want to stay tuned with other expat experiences, make sure to hit the subscribe button and follow our podcast so you never miss an episode.
The Expert, from pageantry to empower women.
Yeah, I mean, we entered a little bit already through conversation. If you liked this short video out of the full episode, you can find the link to it around here and in the description below. Of course, if you are also interested in checking out other episodes, please subscribe and like.